Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lips React channel. I'm Lips, and we continue our House of the Dragon journey with Season 2, Episode 3, The Burning Mill. And it really does feel like everything's on fire. So this episode might as well be titled The Burning Hole of Anxiety That Lives Within My Heart. But I suppose that was too long of a title for the episode. So The Burning Mill it is. If you want the full length reaction to this episode or anything else, head on over to Patreon. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the episode, for better or worse.
Can you even get that thing up?
Well enough for killing Blackwoods.
Uh-oh.
Put the boundary stones back. This is our land.
It's Brackenland.
Oh.
Babe killer.
What did you say?
Whoa.
Your false queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer.
Aegon Targaryen is no true king, just as you are no true knight. Oh, craven, little gods!
Uh-oh.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh.
He is the basest of villains.
I cannot fault him for keeping his oath.
And what of those who sent him?
That is a big question indeed.
Otto Hightower would never have allowed this. Hotter blood has prevailed, I think.
Wise.
Soon they will not even remember what it was that began the war in the first place.
That is easy enough.
Was
They
just
usurped
saying.
my throne.
That is one answer.
That is just one answer. There's so many reasons now.
Or when Aemon killed Luke. Or when Luke took Aemon's eye.
Ooh. But we're going back.
When the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten. There may be another way. Alicent Hightower.
What about Alicent Hightower?
She came to me in the hours after your Lord Father's death. She knows war is coming. There is no war so hateful to the gods as a war between kin.
That's what this is.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons. I do not believe she wants it.
She sent a raven.
Ooh.
What she did
It is not her but the men around her who seek bloodshed.
she permitted it.
You really believe
As
that?
you permitted the murder of a little boy in his bed.
It's interesting that the link that those two girls...
Alicent is in King's Landing. Her son sits my throne. There is nothing more to be said.
Well, yeah. Fair enough to that. It is interesting the link that they have. It's like they're still holding hands across all this pain. They could... Somehow this could be solved at a table. It won't. Alicent is in bed with Sir Christian now. And nobody despises Rhaenyra more than Sir Christian. Sir Kristen.
You've appointed new knights to the Kingsguard, Your Grace.
To replace those we lost.
The last one needlessly, some might say.
He failed because the scheme was rash.
Perhaps, Your Grace, but we cannot all hide in our castles waiting for war to come to us.
As now it surely will.
As now, it already has.
Yeah.
The Blackwoods and the Brackens have feuded for centuries. There's no true war.
I call it war. And so will Dragonstone.
Okay. Well,
Should we not aim to unite these armies and then strike as one?
Ah, the great military mind of the Citadel.
oh, wow.
This council
this
must rediscover the discipline it lately had if it's to be of any use.
Harrenhal is the key to the Riverland.
You need time to raise the numbers to challenge the Rivermen.
Speed is my ally.
Daemon's already there, yeah?
So impatient to ride with so few men. A bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favor the
They
bold.
did not favour Sir Eric.
These men should really listen to the women more.
What say you, my king?
Wow.
To war, then. I'll come too with Sunfire.
Aegon.
Your Grace.
You'll need a dragon.
My plan is not to draw attention. We will be more like to encounter one if we field one of our own.
His face is a little beat up from Alicent.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
Yeah, but you're the king. Kings can't go to war, can they? They could. Shouldn't. Probably. That whole, like, you need to be alive to be king thing is kind of a bummer.
You saved my life.
What is the life of a queen worth these days?
Oh! Okay.
As I would think, you would wish to reward me.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't ask for it.
What price would you set?
A place at your court.
Oh, I knew it! I knew it!
I know the struggles of the small folk of King's Landing. They will be ruled either by you or by the usurper. And only one of you has shown yourself to be merciful.
Sea Smoke, my late lord husband's dragon, has grown restless of late. We cannot know why.
Maybe he's lonely.
Oh, he probably is. Oh. Or maybe he knows where he is and he wants to go. But he would just go. He's a dragon.
Aegon and Viserys will accompany him until a place of greater safety can be found.
And Stormcloud.
I want you to go with them. You must take the little ones further. To Pentos, I think.
When my mother died.
It is safer than anywhere in Westeros.
Oh.
It breaks my heart to send my boys away. Rhaenyra, I need you to be the mother to them that I cannot.
Wow.
Guard them as a dragon guards her eggs.
And my sister.
I need Bailey here.
Because she has a dragon.
Oh.
But I ask you, make this sacrifice willingly.
Your Grace.
She didn't take that very well. She does need to get her kids out of there, though. I mean... That would be so scary. It's almost like I was laughing. Someone say Daemon? This is so kind of eerie. Uh-oh. What?
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so. I, Sir Simon Strong, Castellan of Harrenhal, pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen, first of her name. Supper is venison with black cabbage and peas. No red currant. Sorry about that.
Okay.
That venison is well aged. Shame to let it waste.
I think he feels this uneasy. It was too easy.
If you've not yet surmised, you are welcome here.
And what of your lord, Larys Strong? He who sits at the false court of Aegon.
Larys Clubfoot is no lord of mine. He's a scourge upon this castle and this family.
Yikes.
Do you not think it strange that his father, my nephew, Lord Lionel, perished by fire, and his son too? So no, you will find no loyalty to Larys Strong here, my prince.
Your Grace.
Forgive me, I'd only assumed that as consort...
And we are reminded of the perilousness of assumption.
Indeed.
Harrenhal is the largest castle in the Seven Kingdoms.
Well, it is also, not to be argumentative, in something of a state of disrepair, even if we possess the coin, my prince. Your Grace.
Oh, yikes.
Houses Bracken and Blackwood have long detested one another.
Why?
The answer to that is lost in time. Sin begets sin, begets sin.
Something could be learned about that for where we're at right
your
now.
Lord Paramount, so that I may treat with him myself and turn them to our cause.
That would be Lord Grover Tully, but he grows frail. It's said that he can no longer speak, nor seal his bowels. His grip on his bannerman is weak.
I will speak with him nonetheless. People should obey their liege lord.
I don't don't know. When you're bringing up bowels, it seems pretty intense.
Might I ask, Your Grace, if you are successful, well, when you are successful?
Yeah, hell yeah. Butter him up.
We march on King's Landing and take the throne.
The throne?
It's a big chair.
What did you think that he wanted? There's usurpers in our midst, buddy.
So, Kristen, may I present my brother, Sir Gawain Hightower?
Oh, wow.
Mayhaps, I should say. My Lord Hand.
So, Gawain, welcome to King's Landing.
Oh, wow. That's a necklace he's wearing? That's kind of cool. His hands.
To find my Lord Father, who served 3 kings faithfully, unseated.
It's kind of cute to think that the hand was just mentally holding hands with the kings always.
What a giddying ascent the gods bestowed on you.
Sir Gawain has volunteered to accompany you into battle.
We have a full complement, Your Grace.
Then you shall have a fuller one.
The march will be hard, sir.
No one is more delighted than I to march out to war with the Dornishmen.
Interesting dynamic.
Good night, and lead you not into shadow and death.
I thank Your Grace for her prayers.
Oh.
And request that she grant her favor, that her Lord Commander may go into battle with her blessings in his heart.
Oh, wow.
Your Grace.
Oh. Brother's like, I know what's going on here. You're sleeping with my sister. Okay, that necessary.
Still no sightings. No men, no horses, no ships, no dragons.
Then we must seize the hour and act. How fares Prince Daemon with our army?
She is.
There has been no word from Prince
This is the most stressed I've seen her yet.
Then we
no
must
word
press
from
what
him.
advantage we do have.
And what is that?
Dragons. Send them all out.
Oh. Didn't we let the queen speak?
If dragons begin fighting dragons, we invite our own destruction.
Fear of it is in itself a weapon.
The Greens will make the same calculation.
Wow.
We must give Daemon time.
You have never been so exposed.
Perhaps it is time for you to think about secreting yourself somewhere safe.
He proposed to conduct the war in my absence.
It would merely be a precaution.
It would be treason.
Ooh.
You are fortunate you took it no further.
That table is not
Council
for
would do
her.
well to remember that their queen wears the crown of my grandsire, the wisest of Targaryen kings whose reign outlasted every other.
Yeah.
Even Aegon the Conqueror's.
Yeah. This council would do well to remember. Literally laughing at her. Like, give her a moment. Listen to her.
One of those babes is your heir.
A boy of 6 who knows nothing of the sea.
It would displease neither Rhaenyra nor the gods. Rhaenyra were named heir to Driftmark.
Rhaenyra, Lord of the Tides.
Yeah, why not?
The girl knows nothing of ships, nor even of dragons.
Hey!
Both soon to be far from the creak of ships and the ocean's roar.
Then we must see our way forward.
Haha. See our way forward.
We are at war, Corlys. If something were to befall you...
Then it is well that I am a good sailor.
Corlys, come on. You were so close to death like 3 episodes ago.
I have much to attend to.
Corlys...
Oh. Why the hesitancy to name his own daughter? Or granddaughter?
I cannot spare a fighting dragon, but I send what I can.
Go safely, sister. I will be safe enough. Far away from any danger with only babes to nurse me.
Hey. Oh.
Tyraxes and Stormcloud are young and vulnerable. These eggs are even more fragile. But should all come to ruin here, you will bear our hope for the future.
She has a wild, fiery heart, doesn't she? I think it's a big deal. It sounds so lackluster, I'm sure, but she did just say the hope of their future.
I feel sad about Jaehaerys, but I ought not to, I think. People die all the time, especially babes.
Oh.
Sadness is a condition of motherhood.
There's not to be gained from it.
Sadness is a condition of motherhood? That's so sad.
That horrid procession where the small folk all stared at me. I warrant they thought I had no more right to grief than they do.
Oh, wow. You know what? She might be right about that.
The stranger comes for us all. You have as much claim to grief as anyone.
Truth.
And you?
I love Jaehaerys, but my concern has been more for you and what you have endured. Helena,
I forgive you.
What?
I said that I forgive you.
Come on, Alicent. You know what for.
Suits you, Your Grace.
Valyrian steel.
Does she need to hear those words, or is she shocked her daughter would say something like that?
Your Grace.
What is your business?
There are rumors that the king readies himself to fly to war.
Ooh.
Only that I think it would benefit all of us to prevent our king from being brutally slain by our enemies and his body parts scattered to
Thought we
beasts
decided he
in his
wasn't
court. I do
going.
not agree.
King's gonna do what a king's gonna do.
There are diverse rumors whispered on the streets of your city. One such is that Your Grace sends his forces to battle, and in his courage and wisdom flies with them.
Courage and wisdom. Butter him up, yeah.
That his grace was outwitted by his counsellors and persuaded to fly to war with Sir Criston, so the Queen Alicent may reign in his absence.
Oh, manipulate him.
Who spreads these lies?
Tales take on a life of their own, like weeds, unless they are tended.
Tend to them, then. My father always said he had no use for a master of whisperers. I find myself wanting for one.
What does it say about Viserys that he didn't want a master of whisperers? Wise or unwise? What would you think? I feel wise.
Think mayhaps I shall fly another day.
Yeah, it does seem wise on reflection.
You could come out with us, my king. Sir Martin has a new squire that wants bedding in.
You're sworn to chastity now.
People are so bold to laugh at kings and queens.
Self down, mate. I've been telling this fellow all about you.
Ah, lads. I've had quite a day of it.
This guy. Oh, he's not as blonde in this light.
Dornish, are you?
Yes, I am.
Although it's said even Dawn mourned the passing of my grandsire, is that so?
Who was your grandsire?
They call him the Conciliator.
He is a Targaryen.
I'm the son of Balon the Brave, uncle to the one true queen, Rhaenyra Targaryen.
The one true queen.
He speaks truth right enough. Look, you can tell. By his hair.
All right, yeah, I'll tell you who else doesn't have silver hair. The rightful heir to the Iron Throne, my nephew, Prince Jaehaerys Velaryon.
Uh-oh. That got quite quiet.
All hail the king! All hail the king!
This guy is an interesting dynamic. I am sorry, I'm like a little bit doubting that guy that he's actually a Targaryen, but I did clock him lighter hair when we saw him last episode and questioned it, but. Oh!
You have come so far, and yet you still lie with your very first.
Oh.
Did you fuck her like a hound?
Why so mean?
Your squire is welcome to her. One whore is as good as another.
Okay. Aegon just continues to be unlikable. Again, I really wish we would have gotten that moment between him and Alicent last episode. Is that the message from Alicent? Maybe we should look at it.
Sir Gawain, our company is camped back yonder.
On the cold, hard ground. Which is why we make for the bull.
We march to make the first strike in the name of His Grace.
I assure you, my nephew will not begrudge me a night of comfort.
We're exposed.
What?
Dragon. She is also exposed, though. She's kind of a baddie. This would not be a good idea, though, right? Like... Okay. Here we go. Oh. Wow. They're lucky.
I'm in your debt. They know we're abroad, they'll be hunting. And we must move under the trees and by cover of dark starting tonight. And no fucking inns.
So Kristen wins that one.
Could you be certain it was Cole from such a great height?
It was not such a great height, Your Grace. You said not to engage, so I didn't. Exactly.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be bad? It would be. She just scared him a little bit.
'Tis Prince Daemon who ought to worry.
Prince Daemon has crises.
Cole will look to increase his numbers, and he may call upon a dragon of his own.
This is why you must act now, Your Grace.
I have heard your arguments. And will consider them.
Her and Rhaenys have this unspoken language. I wish we had eye subtitles. State your business. Oh. Yeah, hearing a sword unsheathed would also get me to shut the fuck up. Okay, so that's nefarious if they're running away. Was it that woman? Because the sexual tension in that room when she walked in earlier was hi, 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 hi. Oh. This isn't real.
Always coming and going, aren't you? And I have to clean up afterwards.
Oh. Oh. Oh, this is a messed up dream. Did he eat that soup? Perhaps it was it is her. What is the point of this? Maybe a siren.
You will die in this place.
Oh, chill. That's chill. Well, thanks for that warm welcome. Who the frick are you?
What do you know of the movements of Alicent Hightower?
Would you take her hostage? Or kill her outright?
I would speak with her.
Wait, did she read the note?
If war can be averted, it is my duty to avert it. I have reason to believe she may be of the same opinion. I must see her. Face to face.
That'll be difficult.
She goes nowhere without many eyes watching her. Unless...
Or do I scale the wall and enter at her window?
You know how to sneak in.
There's one place Alicent goes. Outside the castle walls.
She would know where that is. Oh.
No, no. What?
Well, a lady with a knife seems like a bad choice.
If I could cry out,
your knights would find me. I would be taken or slain. Though not before I killed you. I've begun badly.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We watched the tourney together, you and I. The day my brother was born, we knew even then that men trained up for battle are eager to fight.
It's literally a callback to episode 1 of season 1. That's cool.
Rhaenys has counselled me. She said she saw in you a wish to avert the worst of what may now come.
So you've come to surrender then?
Okay.
I have come to see if we may uncover some path towards peace.
You have no army. Your allies turn from you when they hear of your depravity. Your hands are bloody to no crime I could never have imagined you.
The trespass was not mine. I am a mother too, and you have yet to answer for the murder of my son.
I repudiate that act with all my heart.
Of course you do. I'm usurping my rightful inheritance.
Yeah, what of that, Alicent?
Have you now stooped so low that you will countenance the suffering and death of thousands in order that your feckless son...
Your father changed his mind.
I saw the king that night. Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne. My father loved me, Alicent. And I believe he loved you, too. Did you betray him at the very last?
She didn't.
First laid. Was your ambition so keen?
He changed his mind, Rhaenyra. He changed his mind.
Let's say word for word. Let's really get into it.
I swear this to you, on the memory of my mother.
Say, what did he say exactly, Alicent?
I have been at times unkind, but never untrue. I pronounced before all gathered in that room that you would make a fine queen. Do you think me capable of such naked deceit?
Will we never know the truth? Will we never hash this out? Oh, she knows that Alicent's telling the truth.
What did he say at the end? Did he speak my name?
He was weary. But he spoke Aegon's name. He said he was the prince that was promised to unite the realm.
What?
I desire peace as you do, but if it's ever...
Did my father use those words? The prince that was promised.
Let's go.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
He spoke to you of the Song of Ice and Fire?
No. He thought he was talking to you.
It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
The Conqueror.
Wait, is it neither? Or was he just saying Aegon from... No.
You must go before you are discovered.
There's been a mistake.
There's been no mistake. Please.
Alicent, come on. Look, everything's already in motion.
A terrible war is looming. And even victory may be so bloody as to be counted a loss. Do not let your pride blind you.
There's been no mistake.
Damn.
My father has gone from court. God is on the march, Aemon. You know what Aemon is?
A freak?
It's too late, Rhaenyra.
Alicent.
Lonely? Evil? Let's really break down that. Let's break that down. It was definitely more unsatisfying to have that reveal than I expected it to be. But I get it, because Alicent can't, she started this to unpack that she was wrong, even though in that moment you can see in her eyes she knows she fucked up. She can't undo it. They've already made this big show. She's alone. She's alone, and both of her sons are really wild, and unwell in their own ways each. Although Aemond is a character we really haven't circled back to in a minute, like fully. I know we keep seeing him in this like coddled situation thingy. He's sleeping with the first woman he ever slept with. But we really haven't circled back to him in a hot second. He's been kind of in the shadows. Yeah, Alicent is alone. And no one will listen to her even if she did go in there and change her mind. Like, she can't. She can't. Would be just as bad for her to start showing this weird weakness. Like, people just wouldn't understand it. They just wouldn't respect it. Like, there's just... You don't get a lot of respect at the seat in the councils, right? You don't get a lot of respect in the councils as a woman in this world. Now, if you're always on the side, like, because we see it every time that Alicent tries to mitigate or tries to kind of pull things back, people don't really listen to her. Now, she commands that room very well. And I do think she has respect in that room, but it doesn't really matter. Like, even Rhaenyra, who is to some a queen, she gets laughed at, right? At her own councils. So, which to be fair, Aegon does too, but I feel like the mystery about, I feel like I just have this like mystery around Rhaenyra's 2 kids with Daemon that I'm like, why such a secret? We just never really talk about them. We never really see them. They're just kind of there. And I'm like, do other people know that they're there? Like, we bring them around. Kind of, but not really. But yeah, I mean, I get Alicent can't turn back. I wish she would have at least shown solidarity in that moment with Rhaenyra, but I can also respect that she's not going to make a promise she can't keep. So that is respectable. War is already underway. And with this new information, I think Alicent will continue to ask for peace as much as she can, but she doesn't really have control. Like, I did just say she commands those rooms well, like when she needs to get things back on track, but she doesn't control that. We lost all control of Aegon when Jaehaerys was killed, if we're honest. Like, I think he was still under the puppeteering of his mother and, you know, Otto before that, but now he's not. Is it Sir Loras? That guy has more hands on the puppeteering of Aegon than Alicent does at the moment, and to Alicent's own fault. Like, again, I wish for the story and progression for our sakes we could have gotten that sweet moment with Aegon at the end of last episode, because Aegon is a character that, like, it's easy to understand why he's so upset that his kid was killed, right? But still, he's a pretty unlikable and easy to unlike character, which, oddly enough, makes him kind of a weak character in this show. Not weak in that he's weak, but he's just not a super compelling king to get behind. Like, I can get behind Alicent even in her wrongs for the most part. I was pretty annoyed with Alicent last episode, but this episode I appreciated her in this episode more. It's nice to see her when she's not fully in her like brat summer era, when she's being a little more like, when she sees the world a little bit more. But yeah, she's alone. She's alone. And those two are friends, and while they have that friendship will always exist between them in some way, they're not friends, but like, it's easy to understand why they have the rapport that they do. And it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. I mean, I've been wanting this moment for a while, and it's giving me a lot to reflect on. But we've come so far, like, I'm glad Rhaenyra at least has this, because in that moment, you could see the tears in her eyes, that she really thought, like, she believed Alicent. She knew Alicent wasn't lying. But I think unveiling that Viserys was talking about Aegon the Conqueror, the story of Ice and Fire, changes things. Now, I still am like, maybe was he talking about Rhaenyra's Aegon, but definitely wasn't talking about Alicent's Aegon. I'll say that much. Oh yeah, we should, for a moment, Daemon's little blast from the past, seeing young Alicent, or young Rhaenyra literally sewing Jaehaerys's head back onto his body, saying that she's always cleaning up his messes. Very interesting psychological development for Daemon there. He's clearly battling with a lot, and now I'm worried, like, will this be the end? Like, he could die at Harrenhal tonight. He could die at Harrenhal 5 years from now. Will the impending combat that's coming to Harrenhal at this exact moment, will this be his downfall? I feel it absolutely could. I feel like it won't. We'll just have to wait and see. But that is kind of eerie. And he was standing right in front of one of the special trees, so that was very interesting to see as well. Worried about him for sure, but he's a wild guy. Now, Corlys not wanting to name his granddaughter his heir is very interesting. He seems very in denial that we're embracing war, and it's very interesting because he just came from his deathbed, and you would think that he would want to do everything possible to take care of his family, think of his legacy, think of his name. That's been really important to him in the past. And now all of a sudden he seems to feel like he's invincible, which just is very interesting. I mean, a lot of people do go through that when they come close to death. They think, I came so close and death didn't get me. I'm better than death, but you're never better than death. This, what do they call it? The stranger comes for us all. Stranger comes for us all. You know who is surprisingly becoming one of my favorite characters? Helena. She's a very interesting character, and I'm glad they're finally giving her a little more room. Yes, she clearly thinks and sees the world on a very different plane than other people. But she has some really interesting things to say, and she experiences the world in a really intense way, in her own way. It's very different from everyone else, and I'm really loving the little insight we get into her here and there. And I'm glad they're not just fully downplaying her as like someone who just is incapable of thought or feeling or individuality. Because I think she is capable of all of those things, and the more we get to see that, the more intrigued I become in her, and the story she has, and the feelings she has in this world, and what she thinks. And also there's a little part of me that thinks she has this ability to see and think and feel more than the average person. So, but I could just be projecting a deep desire. I'm not sure. A good episode. A lot of dialogue, a lot of conversation, a lot of ground setting, for what I'm sure will be action to come. So I'm excited to see it pull through in the end. Season 2 has been really phenomenal so far. If you want the full length reaction to this episode or any other episode, head on over to Patreon. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.